I hereby call this meeting to order. This is the special magistrate for the city of West Palm Beach. I will be the special magistrate for today's hearing. I want to begin by explaining how this process is going to work. We generally hear the building code cases on the agenda first, then the city will call the cases as they appear on the agenda. If you have appeared at today's hearing, your case will be called before those cases where no one has appeared, but that is only true if you have signed in. So if you have not signed in, please see an officer in the rear of the chamber. Once your case is called, I ask that you come down to the podium on my right-hand side, which is over here. The city will put on its testimony and evidence first. You'll have an opportunity to review this evidence and ask questions of any of the city's witnesses, after which time you'll have the opportunity to testify and present me with any of your own evidence. Once I have all the testimony and evidence, I will make a ruling. I will enter a written order either today at the hearing or in the next few days, which you will receive a copy of. If you have any questions as we go through the process, please feel free to ask them. This is not a formal courtroom. The formal rules of evidence do not apply here. Now, although this is not a formal courtroom, all testimony today is taken under oath. So if you're going to testify or you think that you may testify, I'm going to ask that you stand and raise your right hand so that I can swear you in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes.
Please be seated. The city can call their first case.
Agenda item number 3, case number is CE 24021458. Case address is 4006 Miller Ave. Mr. Attenberg, you can come to the stand here.
Hi, good morning. Richard Pesmino, City, West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. This property was cited on February 13th. Certified mail was sent out February 15th. It was signed and received on February 20th. In addition, the property and City Hall were both posted on February 14th. The affidavit of posting was completed and submitted for the record, and NOV, NOH was also sent via first-class mail. This property was cited for evidence of engaging in business. The tow company needs to apply and obtain a business license for open storage. Clean and sanitary condition, specifically trash and debris on the property and pressure washing of the sidewalk, and outdoor storage screening requirements. The screening that was on the fence was all tattered and worn and needed to be replaced. I did have email for a representative of the estate asking for more time just yesterday, but since citing the property, the old tattered screening that you see has been removed. They started to replace the screening, but as of yesterday, all these violations are outstanding and need to be completed. With that said, the city is recommending 30 additional days to comply all violations, or the city's asking for a fine of $100 a day until compliance is achieved.
And did you personally go out to observe the alleged violations being discussed today?
Yes, I did.
And did you take the photographs being presented today?
Yes, I did.
And are those photographs a true and accurate depiction, representation of what you observed?
Yes, they are.
And just for clarity, you're saying all 3 violations are still non-compliant?
Yes, they are incomplete and in violation still.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further, Special Magistrate.
Sir, can you tell me your name, please?
Richard Attenberg.
And what is your relationship to the property, sir?
I'm just a representative, the only local person. I'm not an owner. The owner who's in Georgia has some health problems, asked me to be here on his behalf, and that's it.
When you say you're a representative, are you a part of a company or a firm, or?
No, I am not. I have no ownership interest, no equity interest, no contract to purchase, 0. I am doing it as the owner of this property owns a few other in the West Palm, and he sold me a different property, some land unrelated to this, and he's a nice man. He's close to 80 years old and has some issues, physical issues, and he lives in Georgia, like I said, and he asked me if I could come on his behalf today, just to request an extension. So sure, no problem.
Does the city have any objection to this gentleman representing the?
He has Mr. Pasmino has a written signed letter.
Yeah, the email I got yesterday said the same thing that he's saying.
authorizing me to be here today on his behalf.
Okay, so go ahead, tell me what you'd like me to know.
No, we agree. It's, everything is capable of being brought into compliance in 30 days. There is a business tax license for one parcel that has the building, but not one that has the outdoor parking. It's just, you know, they're two small parcels side by side, so there is one business tax license. We'll get a second one for the second parcel ID number, no problem. And the ownership entity will hire a fence company, obtain a city permit for a fence, and also minor landscaping adjacent to the fence, and pressure clean the sidewalk and bring it into compliance in a timely manner. That's it.
So you believe that'll be all done within 30 days?
Yes, sir.
All right, in case CE 2402145 I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of the listed code sections, specifically engaging in a business without a business license, clean and sanitary conditions of the property, including trash and the pressure washing and condition of the sidewalk, and outdoor storage without proper screening. Respondent has 30 days to bring the property in compliance, or a fine of up to $100 per day may issue.
Special
coming in.
Thank you. Have a nice-
Special magistrate, if I may,
Yep.
just wanting to make sure that the email from the owner representing that he wanted this gentleman to be present on his behalf is in the file and record.
No, it's not. I got it last night. I'll attach it, though.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Thanks.
Agenda item number 6, case number is CE 24021385. Case address is 3815 Eastview Ave.
Hi, good morning. I was not sworn in, just so you know.
Excuse
Can
me,
you talk into the mic?
Yes.
I said, good morning. I was not sworn in, just so you know.
Please raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury and the laws of the state of Florida.
Yes. All right, good morning. I'm Katie Weaver with the City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement Officer. The property at 3815 Eastview Avenue was originally sent a courtesy letter, and I spoke with personnel, I think the manager of the business or property at that time, on February the 2nd. Nothing was done, so then I sent out a notice of violation on February the 23rd. The notice of violation was posted at the property and at City Hall on February the 29th of 2024. Certified mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA. On February the 28th, it was delivered and left with an individual. This property originally came in as a complaint, and when I went and checked the property, I noticed the following violations: 18106A, clean and sanitary; 74-34-A-1-H, trash can in public view; and 78-94-C, swells and parkways. As I mentioned, I did have contact with a property manager gentleman on that property at that time. The city is requesting an additional 30 days to gain compliance, or $50 a day until compliance is achieved. I did receive an email from the chief financial officer of this business, who stated that seeds were planted in this well to grow grass. As my pictures of yesterday that I took, there's nothing that shows anything as of yet. So I don't know if they were just planted a day or so ago, but so that's why I'm asking for additional 30 days to see if grass will indeed grow on this well.
And just for some clarity, you stated, was this the notice of violation sent out regular mail?
Yes, and
certified mail, and you said it was signed for certified mail. Do you know who signed for it?
no, ma'am.
Property manager?
I didn't get the certified mail, but I got the one on the property.
Okay. And all 3 violations are currently still non-compliant?
Yes,
And the pictures that are shown, did you take those photographs?
yes. It should have reinspection as of yesterday.
Do we have the current photographs as of yesterday?
Okay, those are from yesterday. There's a garbage can there, the trash can that they keep wanting to put there, which,
And
Cannot
did
be
you
there.
personally take these photographs?
oh, yes,
And are these photographs truthful and accurate representation, depiction of what you observed the violations to be?
yes.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further, Special Magistrate?
Officer, can you tell me specifically what it is, the facts that you saw on the property that you believe constitute a violation of these sections, specifically in clean and sanitary? I sort of get the trash can.
There's, see how that, from the swell, there's a lot of, washing that comes out, but how the sand and the buildup, keeps coming is on the sidewalk, in that area and a couple of other areas, even at the bottom of the driveway. They did remove some of it, but it's still not like it should be. Some pressure washing is needed, as well as the sod, or, like I said, if the grass does grow, as they stated. And then the trash can, there was a view of the trash can that's still,
So the clean and sanitary is the dirt that is traveling onto the sidewalk there, and it needs to be removed and cleaned with pressure washing?
yes,
The trash can I can see, and then I assume the swales and is the lack of sodding there? Is that essentially it?
right. There's
Yeah.
basically no grass. There's a couple of weeds in certain spots, but for the majority of it, there's no grass, just dirt.
Okay, sir, can you tell me your name, please?
David Scavage.
And sir, what is your relationship to the property?
My wife is one of the owners, and I'm a property manager.
Okay. The floor is yours. Tell me what you want me to know.
Well, I apologize, and thank you for the warning, and thank you for the follow-ups, and thank you for your time yesterday. We intend to have a sign up for the tenants to keep the trash can, not to put it there, or they'll incur fines from us. And then we did plant seed, but I want to know, could we go an extra step? And we had beautiful trees there, doesn't get a lot of sun, and there's no irrigation there. Are we allowed to put like cocoa plums or something that would be a little more hardy there, that will last?
Generally in the swell, you wouldn't like plant trees. You can get some low type of plants, but that would have to be, approved.
Mhm.
But also I could recommend a couple of things outside of here if you would like to try to see that works better with, the limited sunlight.
Yeah.
You know, I can't give you any advice here. I mean, do you think 30 days is enough time for you?
Yeah.
I'll certainly ask the officer to talk you through some of the options.
And if we have to, we'll lay sod every 6 months if we have to, if it doesn't
What was
last.
the
I
fine
want
you
the
were
place to look nice.
What was the fine you were seeking if they don't
It's
comply?
30 days or $50 a day.
In case CE 2402138 I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of the listed code sections, including specifically clean and sanitary, which is dirt that's encroaching on the sidewalk and then needs to be cleaned, trash can in public view, and the swales need to be properly sodded. Respondent has 30 days to come into compliance, or a fine of up to $50 per day may issue. Good luck, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 11, case number is CE 24011262. Case address is 417 56th Street. And I believe the respondents need to be sworn in for this case.
Are they here?
We have Eric and Jacqueline Spencer. Okay, okay.
We can come back to it. Oh, hang on.
That brings us to agenda item
Hold on,
number...
they're coming. Officer Watkins, have you been sworn in?
One second with them, because they just came here, I just wanted to tell them exactly what was going on.
Yeah, go ahead. Mr.
so-
Watkins, have you been sworn in?
Yes, sir. They haven't been sworn in, they just arrived outside.
If you're going to testify, would you please raise your right hand? You swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury and the laws of the state of Florida.
Yes.
Yes.
Go ahead, sir.
Robert Watkins, City of West Beach Code Compliance. This property was cited on January the 9th. Certified mail was sent January the 9th. Posted property in City Hall January the 11th. This property was cited for trash can public views, sodding of the swales, landscape areas, and maintaining of landscape. As of yesterday, I observed the plants that had just been delivered to the property. The sod and the swale they're working on, they're actually starting to, I guess, turn it so they can actually plant more sod there as yesterday when I arrived. The city is requesting with this 40 days additionally and a sum of $50 per day after.
And did you send out the notice of violation regular first-class mail
Yes,
as
ma'am.
well? Okay. And you stated you went out yesterday.
Yeah,
The violation, you observed these violations yesterday?
Yes, ma'am. They were in their process yesterday when I got there in the morning. When I passed back by, they were in the process of actually turning it to be able to place sod and all that stuff, so I didn't want to take pictures of them actually working. So, yeah, then I spoke to them on the phone and then just now this morning, so the 40 days should be sufficient for them. But as of yesterday, yes, I did take images.
Okay.
It'll be the folder that says final inspection.
Okay, and the pictures that were being shown today, did you take those photographs?
Yes,
And those photographs truthfully and accurately depict the violations you observed personally?
yes.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further from the city at this time?
Can you tell me your names, please?
Jacqueline Spencer?
Eric Spencer?
All right, the floor is yours. Tell me what you want me to know.
So we were just seeing, we were a little bit confused about the areas that were requested to put in the lawn. When we read the 70% that has to be green, we had just put down pavers like a year and a half ago. So we were a little bit confused about what areas needed to be with the greens. I think that the citation, just the verbiage alone was a little bit confusing. Now looking at the pictures of the violations, I guess we can see now better what areas are expected to be put down with the sod and everything like that.
Has the officer effectively communicated to you what needs to be done?
Well, now, yes, now we're all clear on that, so
Okay.
there's no confusion there. And then we were asking him to see if there was any way, because we're kind of going through a hardship now, and so we were seeing if there was any way the city, any programs the city has to help homeowners to fix their lawns or something, especially the sidewalk area. But he explained that there's not, so.
Yeah, I can't help you there. The only thing I can give you is time, but, the officer wants to give you 40 days. Is that sufficient?
I think that's sufficient, I think it's fair.
All right, in case CE 2401162, I make the following findings of fact on the I find notice is sufficient. I found the property in violation of listed code sections, specifically the maintenance of the landscaping, the trash can. Is it still a trash can in public view?
No, the trash
Yeah,
can had
that's
been
done.
removed. The only thing that was left was the swell and parkway sod and the maintenance landscape, as well as landscape area must be grass. That was for what they were already in
All right, so the
process of
maintenance of
doing.
the landscape, the sod in the parkway, and the landscaped areas that must be grassed. Respondent has 40 days to bring the property into compliance, and a fine of up to $50 per day may issue. Good luck, and do communicate with the officer so that he can let you know what you're doing, if it's in compliance.
All right, thank you.
Okay, just confirming there's no more respondents present. Moving to agenda item number 1, case number is CN 24010401. Case address is 837 4th Street.
Good morning, John Frosco, West Palm Beach Code. This property was declared a chronic nuisance on January 26th of 2024. The property was posted on that date and certified mail was sent on January 29th of 2024, both certified and regular mail. It was also sent tax roll and the registered agent. Since that time that it was sent, there has been no response. There's no action plan that was submitted or no contact from the owner. It was based on a prior adjudicated case of noncompliance, which the city had an abatement on the property to clean it up at the city's expense. So at that point, since there was no contact and no action plan submitted, I sent out a notice of violation, notice of hearing on February 20th of 2024. It was mailed, certified and regular mail to both the registered agent and the tax roll. And the property is posted on February 16th of 2020. As you can see from the current conditions of that property, which is an historic structure, it's in bad shape. I mean, there are numerous violations other than abatable offenses on the property. They did all that work without permits, that structural work, the interior demo, you know, it's in sad shape. So the city is requesting that you formally declare the property a chronic nuisance and enter a service order, allowing the city to abate offenses that are abatable and bill all costs back to the owner of the property.
And you have not had any contact with the owner of
No,
this
ma'am.
property?
No.
Okay. And you personally took these pictures we're being shown today?
I did yesterday. I took the photographs, and I actually drove by this morning, early this morning. Nothing has changed.
Since yesterday and this morning?
Yeah. I did. I like to keep up on it, so.
Thank you for the minute-by-minute update. Do these photographs truthfully and accurately depict and represent the observation of the alleged violations?
Yes, they do.
Okay, thank you. Nothing further, Special Magistrate.
So somebody did work here, but you haven't been able to get in contact with who's doing this?
No, the permits that they did apply for have expired. To me, it looks like an abandoned project. I think maybe they got over their head or something. I don't know, but it's pretty bad.
And there's been multiple adjudications on this property?
There is it's changed hands since, but it's based on, the last case was based on that owner of the property. There are fines and liens on the property from former owners, but this is directly germane to the case that it's based on with that owner.
And this property's been a problem for a while? This property's been a problem for a while?
Yes, sir.
May I inquire, Special Magistrate?
I'm sorry? Yeah.
Regarding the permit, you mentioned that someone applied for permit recently?
No, whatever it was, they expired, and they have 6 months actually to fulfill different elements when you apply for a permit. They have not fulfilled those elements, hence they expire. So let's say even if they were issued, the permits were issued, they have a 6-month time frame to call for one valid inspection. And then if they don't, then they expire. So, but we haven't even got to that point with this.
Sure. My inquiry regarding the permit was there any owner or any contact information from the permit that we could have gathered?
No, because usually it's done through a contractor, and
Okay.
so then it's just secondhand, and then it becomes hearsay back and forth between them and whether the owner pays them or not, or whatever they got going with that contractor. I tend not to get involved in that.
Okay. Nothing further from the city?
All right. In case CN 240100401, I make the following findings of law and fact. If I notice is sufficient, I find a pattern of nuisance activity exists on the property. I affirm the city's declaration that the property is in fact a chronic nuisance. I hereby enter a chronic nuisance service order authorizing the city to perform any nuisance abatement services that are needed on the property and to charge the cost of those abatement activities against the property and property owner.
Thank you, sir.
Agenda item number 2, case number is CE 2403-1537. Case address is 937 32nd Street.
Hey, good morning, Code Officer Donald Lattimore, City of West Palm Beach. The property located at 937 32nd Street was cited on March 1st. Service was accomplished by certified mail sent on March 1st, First class mail was also sent on March 1st. Certified mail was attempted, but no authorized recipient available for signature. In addition, both the property and City Hall was posted on March 1st. I have been in contact with the owner as of yesterday. The property was cited for 9471-C, outside storage, 781, obstruction of the right-of-way, and also this is a repeat violation. As of March 18th, the property has come into compliance. However, due to the repeat violation, which I reference code KCE 231000850, the city is asking for $50 per day starting from the date the violation was found, which was February 28th, to the date that it came into compliance, which is March 18th, for a total of 20 days.
So $2,000?
$1,000, $50 a day.
Do we have pictures of the compliance, what the property looks like currently in compliance?
Yes.
And the pictures that we have observed of the non-compliance as we get to the compliance, did you personally take those pictures?
Yes.
And those pictures truthfully and accurately depict what you observed the violations to be?
Yes. Okay. For the record, the tenant was also working on some landscaping, hence the lawnmower that's in the way. They were trying to pressure wash the sidewalk. So there's a few equipment items that you see, but I went ahead and complied given the fact that they were actually working on their landscape at the time.
And for the record, just for clarity, you stated you did make contact with the owner and the owner was aware of today's hearing.
Correct, as of yesterday.
Thank you. Nothing further. Special Magistrate.
So basically, they're just putting stuff out there periodically? Is that what's happening here?
So I had maybe a 30-minute conversation with the tenant. She openly admitted that she scrapped metal on the side. I explained to her, as well as the property owner, the importance of the repeat violation that will continue to occur every time the violations are noted and found. There are multiple neighborhood members that are complaining about this property, so we had a very candid conversation, but yes.
I'm good. All right, KCE 240311537. I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. Find the property in violation of 9471C and 78-1. I make specific finding that said violation constitutes a repeat violation under the code of the city of West Palm Beach. I hereby find a violation existed from 2/28 to 3/10 for a total of 20 days. I assess a fine for repeat violation the amount of $50 a day or $1,000.
Thank you.
Okay, agenda item number 4, case number is CE 23110993. Case address is 630 33rd Street.
Good morning, Jesus Mendiola, City of West Palm Beach, Code Enforcement. This property, 630 33rd Street, was cited on November 2nd, 2023. It was sent out as a courtesy first, and then it was changed to a notice of violation to be sent to a hearing. The notice of violation was posted on the property in City Hall on February 14, 2024. Certified mail and regular mail was sent to the address listed on PAPA on February 7th, 2024. The certified mail was returned. I did have contact with the owner and spoke with him on the phone when I sent the courtesy as first. He had said that everything was complied, but when I passed by, nothing was complied. He also emailed me once he got the notice of violation, claiming that his landscaper had said the alleyway was fine, even though in the pictures that he sent in the email, there was trash and debris and overgrowth in the alleyway. As of yesterday, most of the violations were complied, except for 18 106K, which is landscape maintenance, 94-445-4-I, which is the prohibited tree, the umbrella tree in the back, and 74-4-C-5, which is the alleyway maintenance. I'm at, the city is requesting an additional 30 days and $100 a day until the compliance is achieved.
Thank you. Just for some clarity, you stated the three sites that the ordinance citations you cited, they're compliant or non-compliant?
Non-compliance, those are the other violations were complied as 18106G, painting the exterior, 78-6-2, adding the rear address characters, and 94-71-C, outdoor storage.
All right, just off, which sections are the ones that are still at issue as of today?
Right.
18106K, 94-445-4-I, and 74-4-C-5. The alleyway maintenance, the prohibited tree, and landscape maintenance.
So no numbers and no paint.
No, the numbers are on there. That's it's the alleyway maintenance, the landscape maintenance, and the prohibited tree, the umbrella tree in the back.
I think we may be missing a site or something. I only have 4 citations.
One of them was complied while it was a courtesy.
It's on the, it's
It's on
there,
the
it's
next
just
page.
under the wording. You just,
Oh, gotcha.
at the
Okay.
top, yeah.
Okay,
It's kind
gotcha.
of hard to see.
Okay, thank you. And the pictures that were being shown today, did you take those pictures personally?
Yes,
And those pictures, photographs, truthfully and accurately depict what you observed the violations to be?
yes,
And is it your testimony that the other issues that you stated have been complied with? You have observed that compliance?
yes.
Nothing further. Nothing further, Special Magistrate.
So what's the prohibited tree?
The umbrella tree. The Queensland umbrella, it's gonna be down right there.
And that's an umbrella tree? Is that a,
Yes, it's a Queensland's umbrella. I can't pronounce the word, they have it in the actual
what number is it?
description. It's a 94,
Yeah, I mean, which number tree? I mean, there's the,
what's the number 6?
Schefflera. And you know this is I'm not a tree expert, so can you confirm that this is in fact that tree?
Yes, it's also known as an umbrella tree. It's a lot easier to say, that's why I call it that.
And you're familiar with those trees?
Yes.
Okay. Have you had any contact with the owner?
Yeah, I had contact with him. He had called me while it was still a courtesy. Then he emailed me. It's included in the file where he claimed that the alleyway was in compliance since his landscaper has sent him photos, but in the pictures it showed broken bottles, overgrowth, and trash. I sent him back, let him know what he needed to do. Since he asked also what tree, I sent him back a picture with the tree circled. After that, I had no contact.
Okay. All right, in case CE 231109993, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient. I find the property in violation of 74-4C5. The cleanup of the right-of-way needs to remove trash debris. The 94-445-4I, prohibited trees. There's a Schefflera, which is a number 6 in the prohibited tree list. And 18106K, the landscape maintenance, especially in the front, side, and rear yards. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per day issue.
Agenda item number 5, case number CE 23110997. Case address is 639 32nd Street.
Good morning, Jesus Mendila, City of West Palm Beach, Code Enforcement. The property is 639 32nd Street. Was cited on November 2nd, 2023. Started off as a courtesy. Was changed over to a special magistrate hearing. Notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on February 5th, 2024. Certified mail and regular mail was sent to the address listed on PAPA on January 9th. It was also sent to the mailing address and to the management property on Sunbiz. Both certified mails were signed for. I did have contact with the property manager, and also been emailing with her, trying to get the issues resolved, as they have been trying to get in contact, get the tenant to fix some of the issues as well. The city, as of yesterday, all violations are still present. The city is requesting an additional 30 days or $150 a day until compliance is met.
Did you have an opportunity to speak with the owner or just the property manager?
Just the property manager.
Okay. And the pictures that were being shown today, did you take those personally?
Yes.
And those photographs truthfully and accurately depict the violations, the alleged violations we're discussing today?
Yes.
And your testimony is that all, I think, 7 violations are still non-compliant?
Yes. There's some violations that were half fixed but not fully fixed, as they cut some of the grass in the front, but the rear, it's still overgrowth.
Thank you. Nothing further, Special Magistrate.
Let's just go through this relatively swiftly. The fence and wall maintenance, is that chain link fence that appears to be falling down, I guess, in this wood fence?
The chain link and also the one in the front of the property, the wooden fence, that one right there. It was leaning, they put it up a little way, that, like I said, it was moved up a little bit more straight, but still the rear one is still leaning.
The excessive growth is I guess the trees that don't appear to be trimmed?
Yeah, the trees, the landscape, and also that includes the rear of the property.
The cleanup of the adjoining right-of-way?
Yeah, that's the alleyway, all that trash and overgrowth in the alleyway.
Outdoor
Where
storage?
they cut some of the bushes down, but they never cleaned up all the dead vegetation and all the trash and debris. The outdoor storage is, they have chairs and a table right behind that tree.
Okay.
As you can see, one of the cable lines is down.
Clean and sanitary, I guess, is the trash there?
Yeah. You keep
Landscape
scrolling.
maintenance, I guess we could see that everywhere. What's the hurricane hazard?
The trees that are touching the lines and blocking some of the right of way, they hit the truck once you pass by it.
All right, case CE 23110-997. Make the following findings of fact in light. Find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of the listed code sections. I adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the conditions that constitute those violations. I hereby give the respondent 30 days to come into compliance or fine of up to $150 per day, Mayor.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 7, case number CE 24021387, case address is 3819 Eastview Ave.
Good morning. KT Reed, Record Enforcement Officer for the City of West Palm Beach. The property at 3819 Eastview Avenue was cited on February 2nd, 2024. The notice of violation was posted at the property and City Hall on February the 5th of 2024. Certified and regular mail was sent to the mailing address listed on PAPA on February the 9th of 2024. It shows that it was returned. This property was also called in when the property adjacent to it was my earlier case. So they sit right next to each other. So it was also called in, and the following violations were found. It was cited for 18106A, clean and sanitary, 74-34-A-1-H, trash can in public view, 78-94-C, swells park and parkways, 18106B, excessive weeds. I have had contact with the property owner, Mr. Sams, but at this time, the property is still in violation of these codes. The city is requesting additional 30 days or $50 per day until compliance is achieved.
And you stated you had contact information with the owner?
With one of the owners, right, Mr. Sams.
And what are they saying regarding compliance?
He's done some things. If you go to, these are the first initial violation photos here. I have some reinspection as of yesterday. So he has done some things, mainly with some of the excessive, weeds and overgrowth. The swells, he put down about 6 pieces of sod, but as you'll see, this is still the driveway. He did with some of those growth on that. This is the swell and the sidewalk area in front of his property. So the clean and sanitary is for pressure washing and keeping the sidewalk, clear of that is still, out of compliance. The trash can is still in public view there. You'll see it there. There's some other items on the other side of the vehicles. In the rear, those items are still there from the previous pictures. And like I said, the swells are still out of compliance, overgrowth, needing sod or some sort of growth in the swells as well.
And so while the owner has taken some action, you're saying that he's still in non-compliant with all the violation citations?
Yes.
Okay. And the pictures, both the before pictures and what we're now seeing taken, you took those pictures?
Yes.
And those photographs truthfully and accurately depict what you observed the violations to be?
Yes.
Nothing further, Special Magistrate?
Do you think 30 days is enough time for Mr. Sams to bring this into compliance?
Yes, I do. It's a matter of basically getting it done. Like I said, he started the work, but then it's like he just stopped. So mainly you're looking at pressure washing. Even if he needs more time because like I said, he did put a couple of pieces, he just threw a couple of pieces of sod out there, but then he did nothing else. He didn't even, try to water what he put out. So what's out there now has now since died. And as far as the sidewalk looks a little worse from before with the trees and stuff, it's like nothing is being done in that area. He did cut his yard and kind of trim up closer around his yard, but then in the swell and the out of bounds, nothing, was really done as far as that.
Is the trash can still in public view?
Yes, and originally when I talked with him about it, he had moved it behind, he has a little gate area, he put it there. Now he's starting back to put it out front of that.
Okay, in case CE 24021387, I make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice sufficient to find the property in violation of listed code sections. I adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the nature of those violations. I give the respondent 30 days to come to compliance, or $50 per day may issue.
Thank you.
Agenda item number 8, case number is CE 24021415. Case address is 838 Avon Road, and it's complied. Agenda item number 9, case number is CE 23121227. Case address is 5501 Manning Ave.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited on December the 20th. Certified mail was sent December 21st. Posted to City Hall and the property on January the 2nd. This property was cited for excessive growth, boards on windows, clean and sanitary, outdoor storage, paint, landscape maintenance, fence and wall maintenance, and numbering standards, and trash can in public view. As of yesterday, my inspection, nothing had been completed. I have spoken with the son of the owner, who states that he's coming down to try to get as much done as he possibly can, and that was like I think like a week ago, and I didn't see anything yet. So on this, the city's requesting an additional 40 days and $100 per day after.
40 days and, I'm sorry, I didn't.
$100 per day after.
Okay.
Are all of these code sections still at issue?
Yes, sir, every single one of them.
And did you take the photographs were being shown today?
Yes, I did.
And those photographs truthfully and accurately depict the present violations that you want the property owner to be cited for?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further, Special Magistrate.
Officer Watkins, can you walk me through the violations and what you saw that you believe constitutes a violation of each of these sections?
Okay, so this property is one large parcel. It has a duplex and a main house on the property. So we're gonna go through all of them. The images that she's showing you now, these are the duplex, 5301 and 5301 and 5303 Manning. And you can see there, the awnings they need to be pressure washed or repainted. As she goes down, you'll start seeing more of them. You can see the overgrowth of the landscape maintenance that's out there in the main yard. You can see there's several cans with bottles and things in the overgrowth along the side of the house, along with outdoor storage. You see there's more overgrowth. This is on the side facing 54th on Manning. And you can see there's trash and debris on the ground, and that when there's bottles, they'll be scattered all through the images. On this one, we're still on Manning. This is the side of the home where the gate's hanging down, the fence that's in disrepair. And you can see as well as the dirt or the sand that's washed up from the rain on the lower part of the house in that picture. As you scroll down, you'll see the garage right there, which sits, it seems to be a garage, which sits in the middle. You can see that it does need to be painted or pressure washed, and it's completely overgrown all around that as well.
What's the outdoor storage?
Should get to those images. There's buckets and things like that are on 54th Street side of the area, right below the fence. On the 55th side of the property, there's more buckets and containers that are all on the inside of a fence.
And is the egress issue that fence, or is it that the?
No, it's, she goes through the other images, unless she goes to final inspection, you'll see that there's several boards that are on windows. It did have a boarding certificate that expired a year ago. They've already had two. I let the owner and the son know that he would have to take the boards off of the ones that a gentleman is residing in that are still boarded up. They haven't done anything yet with that. As you can see here, this is one of the main houses. It needs to be painted. The awnings are down, and on the side, it's boarded up completely.
Yeah. Okay. All right, case CE 23121227, make the following findings of fact and law. I find notice is sufficient to find the property in violation of listed code sections. I adopt by reference the testimony of the code officer as to the nature of those violations. I give the respondent 40 days to come into compliance or fine of up to $100 per day. May I issue?
Agenda item number 10, case number is CE 24011313. Case address is 716 50th Street.
City of West Palm Beach Code Officer Robert Watkins. This property was cited January the 23rd. Certified mail was sent January the 23rd. City Hall and property was posted on January the 25th. This property was cited for fence and wall maintenance, paint, trash can and public view, clean and sanitary, and maintenance of landscaping. As of yesterday, nothing had been brought into compliance. All violations are still outstanding. The city is requesting 30 days at $100 per day after.
Have you had an opportunity to speak with the owner?
This property, I spoke to the owner last month, who told me that he would have everything completed by the reinspection date, which is come and gone, and it's in the same state as it was before.
And the owner resides at the property?
No,
Do you
ma'am,
know?
it's a rental unit.
It's rental?
Mhm.
And you're able to observe the violations personally?
Yes, ma'am.
And the pictures being shown today, you took those pictures personally?
Yes,
And those photographs truthfully and accurately depict the violations you're now discussing?
yes.
Nothing further special, Magistrate.
All these are still at issue?
Yes, sir.
Can we see the pictures? All right, I see the paint. Where's the fence?
Yes. I'll keep going up. It's the towards the river way.
That's their fence and not the neighbor's fence?
No, it's theirs. It's the wood one that separates it on the other side. Oh, you can't zoom in, but it's,
Okay, it's the wood fence on the side.
yeah, go up one more, some more.
It's the landscaping,
Yeah,
that
it's
stuff in the
fence that's
rear.
right here, that fence. But in the third picture back, you can see it's leaning over into the adjacent property.
Is your landscaping concern the growth in the rear of the property?
No, it's the growth in the front. Yeah, as you can see here, all on the side.
Okay.
All on the side there, it's overgrown to the point where you could barely see the door that was laying in the yard.
And there's trash and debris on the property?
Yeah, see along the fence line there, it's on both sides the same way.
Okay. And you wanted to give them 30 days?
Yes, sir.
Is it $50 per day?
This was $100 per day.
All right, in CE 240111313, I make the following findings of fact and law. If I notice sufficient, I find the property in violation of the listed code sections, and I specifically adopt the testimony of the code officer as to their nature. Respondent has 30 days to come to compliance or fine of $100 per day, may issue.
Special magistrate, that concludes our regular agenda.
I guess we're good till, when, we're
11:30.
11:30?
Yes.
All right, we're adjourned till 11:30. And I'm bringing us back into order. This is the special magistrate for the City of West Palm Beach. This is a quasi-judicial hearing. This is going to be heard in the order in which they appear on the agenda. If when you hear your case heard, go ahead and proceed directly to the podium on my right-hand side. The city will introduce the case, and you'll have an opportunity, since these look like mostly reduction of fine requests, to make your request to me. I'd ask that you specifically tell me exactly what it is that you're asking me for and give me the reasons or justifications that I should do so, after which time I will make a decision. This is a quasi-judicial hearing, which means the formal rules of evidence do not apply here. However, all evidence is taken under oath under penalty of perjury. So if you're going to testify today, or you think you might testify, or there's a possibility that you might testify, I'm ask you to rise and raise your right hand. So you can be sworn in. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be truthful and accurate under penalty of perjury under the laws of the state of Florida?
Yes.
All right. Go ahead and call the first one.
Okay, agenda item number 12, case number is CE 2206-0165, and agenda item number 14, case number is CE 06090084, same address, 1531 39th Street.
Good morning, Mark Joyce, City of West Palm Beach Code Enforcement. So for case number CE 2206-0165 at 1531 39th Street, the property was cited for an inoperative vehicle and outdoor storage. It was ordered on 8/3/22 to comply by 9/2/22. Fine started on 9/6/22. It was $50 a day, ran for 435 days. It was complied on 11/15/2023. And the current fine is $21,750. The service was achieved by posting on this case. There were 12 cases with code enforcement under the same ownership. For case number CE 06090084, 1531 39th Street, the property was cited for paint on the house being in poor condition, posted address numbers, and replaced rotten wood. It was ordered on 1/12/2007 to comply by 3/13/2007. A fine started on 3/15/2007. $50 a day fine, ran for 13 days. Current fine was only $650. The complied date was 3/28/2007. Service was achieved by posting, and it's still the same owner with the 12 cases under their ownership. So the city would ask for 25% of the fines. It would be $5,000. We'll call it $5,000 for the first case. It's a little bit over that, but we'll average it down to $5,000 even. And for the second case, it's only $650, maybe $100.
Ma'am, can you tell me your name, please?
My name is Lady Goldwire, here on behalf of Myrna and Marcia Dudley.
And what's your relationship to them?
I was a contractor and permit mitigator responsible for reducing and appearing on their behalf. There are some mitigating circumstances as to why they are not here. I don't mind sharing that with you.
Are you okay?
Yeah. Well, one of the owners is an elderly gentleman and lives outside of the country. He is primarily responsible for the upkeep. It's been left in the hands of two sisters who really didn't have much governing or governance of the property. Gentleman, a little ornery in his ability to just understand what was happening. I think it's important to add that one of these is 14 years old. I think it kind of got lost in the sauce. The property with the addressing or the numbers being missing from the house, he indicated that that was cured. The other one was really a situation where there was a parked vehicle on the property. I don't think it had tags. It appeared abandoned, but the father, who this vehicle was registered to. I think he's in Bimini, not traveling back to the country. We couldn't get him to sign the necessary paperwork. He physically wanted to be here, but was not in the condition to travel. So finally, when he did come, we were able to get all of the paperwork completed so that he could sign all of the ownership so we could have it sold from under him. In the meantime, it was just lingering and lingering. The property has since gone into, I forget, I don't want to use the wrong term, it's a foreclosure sale. They've postponed that sale pending this item for a few months. We've tried to comply. We've been in compliance since November, but with regard to just trying to work out and through him being in one place, because he's now gone back home, the sisters, myself, it's been relatively difficult. Honestly, there is no more money. That's why the house has been lost and being sold. But again, that couldn't happen without some
So
remedy
what
here.
specifically are you asking me to do, ma'am?
Reduce the fine significantly. There's just nothing left. They're going to already be in the blind.
When you say significantly, what specifically are you asking?
I can't believe or can't remember what I asked with the application, but I believe we requested $1,000. Again, it's $22,000 for an abandoned vehicle. It's not like the roof was missing or it's gone atop, and there really is a situation with there not being enough without the father being here.
I will say, generally speaking, I don't know that I'm hugely sympathetic when there's 12 previous cases.
This is my very first time in terms of 12 cases. There's not 12 outstanding cases. I don't know if these 12 were in relation to.
I presume none of them are outstanding, otherwise this wouldn't be before me.
Right. No, they came into compliance
Yeah.
without fines, but they were cited 12 times.
It was 12, they went to the property once, they found multiple things. You can see some of these are dating back as early as 2000 and as late as 2007.
But it almost feels to some degree that the owner of this property has been using the city to do their property maintenance. And that's, if they're going out there and citing 12 different times.
But I think what we have is a property owner who lives in one place, is very, very old and in his ways, and daughters who just did not have the ability to get him to a place of compliance. We've done everything we can to comply, and in addition to that, we have,
the city has offered to reduce the $21,750 to $5,000 and the $650 to $100. What do you say to those offers?
What I will say is I believe in looking at the settlement notice for the sale that was scheduled a few days ago, the buyer for the property, they're going to lose that buyer and it's ultimately going to go into foreclosure. When I looked at the settlement, they were already in the red. The sisters do not want to continue on trying to manage their father's affairs. He's older and very difficult to deal with. They just kind of want to get it off their plate. There is no more money. I looked at the settlement and it looks like they are literally going to break even. They may have to pay out of pocket for some of the fees. They just want it out of the houses. I don't know if you can see from the pictures, it's quite old, between termites, and it's just, it is very difficult to manage. The sisters are doing their best to just get this in a situation where it is off their plate. I know that what we requested was pretty much what we had. Without their father's cooperation, we could not get that vehicle moved. None of the tow companies would take it without ownership. The father wanted.
Well, one second, ma'am. What's the city's response to their request for
I think with the property being for sale, I think and with the number of cases that have been on this previously, I think, more than 75% reduction is a very good offer. So, $5,000 is fair, I believe.
To get them to replace the wood and do everything else, they did have to come out of pocket to make those repairs. And I know the city of West Palm Beach.
I'll tell you what I'll do. In case number 12, CE 220606165, I'll reduce it to $4,000 payable within 60 days. And on the Case 14, CE 06090084, I'll reduce that to $100 payable within 60 days. Good luck, man.
Okay, agenda item number 13, case number is CE 21120269. And, sorry. Okay, that's it for that address. Case address 1305 8th Street.
Okay, for case number CE 211-20269, 1305 8th Street. The property was cited for obtaining a rental license and certificate of use, landscape property, cut back a large tree, trash can in public view, sawed the swale, mow all overgrowth, pressure clean the sidewalks, clean the driveway, trash and debris, post address on the building, obstructing the public sidewalk and unpaved parking. It was ordered on 2/16/22 to comply by 3/18/22. The fine started on 3/21/22. Daily fine of $50. Was out of compliance for 568 days. Complied on 10/10/23 for a total current fine of $28,400. This case was from a previous owner, so the city will ask for 15%, or else I'll go with $4,200.
Sir, can you tell me your name?
Good morning, Trey Miller on behalf of the prior owner.
And what are you asking me for, and why should I grant it?
We did put in a couple of reasons. The person that was actually managing this property passed away. We got a new property manager, and we did bring it into compliance. The new property manager didn't understand that she had to actually call and get an inspection, so that's why it fell out and the fines accrued. When I got back to it myself, I put $12,000 into the property. I put a new roof on it, $6,000 to cut the tree down and bring it into compliance. We had a tenant there who was an affordable housing tenant, and she was kind of parked on the grass, which we got repeated fines, and was the repeated trash can issue. And so we worked with her as best we could to try to get her to not park on the grass and ruin the swale. We repaired the swale twice. We repaired it. She parked on it and it didn't get watered and it died, so we had to go back and repair it again. So if we could reduce the fine, obviously that would be great. I'll pay it as soon as I possibly can.
City's offered to reduce it from $28,400 to $4,200. What do you?
I think that's probably fair.
How much time do you need?
30 days is fine.
All right, in case CE 211-20269, I reduced the fine to $4,200 payable within 30 days.
Thank you.
Thank you, good luck.
Another case. Who's here for another case?
Agenda item number 15, case number is CE 23010140, and agenda item number 16, case number CE 23030201, same address, 731 19th Street.
Okay, for case number CE 23010140, the property was cited for overgrowth, trash and debris, broken windows, trash can in public view, clean to the center of adjoining right-of-way and outdoor storage. It was ordered on 3/1/23 to comply by 3/21/23. The fine started on 3/23/23. It was a $150 a day fine. Ran for 172 days. Came into compliance on 9/11/23. Total current fine of $25,800. For case CE 23030201. Property was cited for fence repair, driveway repair, sod, repair interior ceilings, weather-tight doors, and rotten wood. It was ordered on 6/7/23 to comply by 7/7/23. Fine started on 7/10/23. Daily fine of $150 a day, ran for 78 days. Current fine, it complied on 9/26/23. And current fines $11,700. So on these two, they're saying, it's saying, on both of these, service was achieved by posting. And we're asking for, I'll go to 15% on the case ending in 140, or a little bit more than 15%, $3,800. The previous owner. And then for the second case ending in 201, this is saying it's the same owner now. Oh, this was a later case. So 25% on this case, reduce it down to a little bit more than 75%. We'll go 2,900.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Trey Miller, again for the prior owner. I mean, the only reason why I would ask maybe a little bit more than what the offer is here is, I brought this into compliance. I have almost $5,000 just in grass and paint, and I did a lot of it after I sold the property. And so I did the grass. I paid $1,600 to get the grass and everything cleaned up, and it didn't get re-inspected, and then it went into disrepair, and then same problem with the property manager. She didn't follow up to get the thing inspected, and it went back down into disrepair, and I had to do the whole landscaping thing, and we had a tenant who was difficult to deal with. We did fix the fence. I fixed the fence. I painted the house, and I did all the landscaping out of my own pocket after I sold the property to come into compliance on this one. I would maybe request maybe 10% of the total, if the magistrate would allow.
So there's two different cases, right? So we have 140 and 201. And the city's offered what, 30, let's do this one at a time. So the city's offered 3,800 on case 15. I'll reduce that one to 2,500 payable within 60 days. In case 201, what was the city's offer there, 2,900?
Yes.
Well, considering it was 37,000, I think that's pretty good. I'll take the city's offer on that one and reduce that to 2,900, payable within 60 days. Which, if my math is correct, is less than 10%. Right? No, that's what I'm doing. All right, done.
Thank you.
Special magistrate,
Thank
that concludes the lien reduction agenda.
Seeing no further business before us, this meeting is hereby adjourned.